What's up everybody, Anime X here, and in this video I'll be doing a follow-up to the previous part of What If Minato Survived the Attack on Konoha. And I asked a lot of you guys if you wanted to see a part 2 to this, and an overwhelming amount of you guys said that you wanted to see this video come out, so here is a follow-up. If you haven't already seen the first part to this series, I suggest that you go back and watch that. So, because I did a lot of setting up for the plot and the things that I'll be going over in this video. I'll leave a link to the video in the description, and I'll make sure to put a card up right now for it. I also left that video off on a cliffhanger, so sorry for the delay in this video. And for all of you that watched the first part but are a little rusty on what was last said, don't worry, I'll be recapping the past what if in this video. Since there's a lot of stuff to talk about in this video, I'm going to just jump right into it. So, without further ado, let's get started. So to quickly recap my previous video, in that video I basically quickly explained how Minato and Kushina would survive, and that resulted in Kushina still having the 9 tails inside of her. And in this hypothetical universe, Naruto is much more skilled as a shinobi and definitely has more formal and better training, since he is not only the 4th Hokage, Minato's son, but he also has the help of his mentor Jiraiya, since Jiraiya would most likely stay in the village if Minato survived. Sasuke and Naruto are also a lot closer in this version of the story than they are in the actual Naruto, partially due to the fact that he would be encouraged to be friendly by his parents, and also he would just want to befriend Sasuke. And also because Sasuke wouldn't see Naruto as a loser at first, he'd actually see him as a ninja fit to be his rival. So the specific point in the plot where I left off last was when Kakashi gets caught by Zabuza in a water prison jutsu, and Naruto and Sasuke have to come up with a plan to save him, although the plan will be a little different from in the original, so it's time to jump right into the meat of the video. Now, like I said, where we left off is where Kakashi is captured in the water prison jutsu, and Naruto and Sasuke are trying to formulate a plan to save Kakashi, so that's exactly where we are. So, while Kakashi is captured in the water prison jutsu, Naruto and Sasuke give each other a look, just like how they do in the original, and seemingly instantaneously know what they need to do. Not only to save Kakashi, but also to defeat Zabuza himself. So similarly to how it goes in the original, Sasuke throws a demon wind shuriken that gives that Zabuza dodges easily, but in it is a shadow, and it's another demon wind shuriken, which Zabuza once again dodges, but instead of that demon wind shuriken being Naruto, Sasuke uses strings to break apart that shuriken, so it turns back, attacking Zabuza once again. And while all this is attracting Zabuza, Naruto uses the shadow clone to launch himself high into the air, so high that even Zabuza, even if he looked up, he might miss him. And so while Naruto's in the air, he forms a Rasengan, comes down yelling his attack. He yells Rasengan as he does with every other Rasengan, and he slams the Rasengan into Zabuza's back, which sends him flying, right? Or it sends him flying deep into the water, right? Sends him flying away from Kakashi, and then Kakashi proceeds to basically be freed from the water prison jutsu because Zabuza moved his hand. And not only is Kakashi fighting after being freed with his Sharingan, but Zabuza is now damaged, making the fight between them even more of a landslide. After this point, Kakashi takes care of Zabuza and freaks him out using the Sharingan, just like he did in the original, with a combination of Genjutsu and, precognition from the Sharingan. Just like in the original, Haku saves Zabuza before Kakashi could kill him, and after this, they end up at Tazuna's place while Kakashi rests. Now, since I don't see much of the story changing in this arc past this point, the only thing that I think changes, instead of unleashing Kurama's chakra in a raid, Naruto just spams Shadow Clones and Rasengans to break out of Haku's jutsu once Sasuke has been injured. And since that's the really only significant change in this arc from this point forward, I'm going to move on to talking about the Chunin exams, which is loaded full of differences and continuity changes, I would say. So we'll just jump right into the Chunin exams now. After they get back from the Land of Waves, Minato congratulates the team on a job well done, especially for a mission that wasn't expected to be the rank that it was, and especially considering that this team is fairly new and is comprised all of Genin, which is something that's really advanced for them. After all of the excitement from the mission dies down, everything goes back to normal, and they go back to their normal routine of doing lame missions and training for a while until the Chunin exams come up. Kakashi thinks that they are ready for him, so he recommends that they take them. And just like in the original, everyone agrees to taking them, so for the most part, the parts previous to the Force of Death would go similarly in my opinion, just due to the fact that everything that I'm changing wouldn't really affect it too much. The only thing that I think would change slightly is the fact that I don't think Naruto would be casually bodied by Rock Lee. I think he would put up much more of a fight using a combination of Shadow Clones and Rasengans to try to catch Rock Lee off guard, although Rock Lee would eventually beat Naruto in the end, just due to Rock Lee's sheer speed, and he's even able to blitz someone like a Sharingan user like Sasuke. So I think that Rock Lee would still associate Naruto with a rival, and this would interest Rock Lee in fighting him along with Sasuke and Neji, so it would definitely put him in some pretty powerful company. But I'm going to talk about the real changes, which they start to apply in the Forest of Death. Now, once I get to the Forest of Death everything starts to change from how it is in the original. And the first change is that when Naruto gets ambushed while using the bathroom, he takes on the person trying to take him, and they get dealt with pretty easily. And then Naruto suggests that they should have some way of identifying one another, which makes Sasuke come up with a code idea, which once again is able to be grasped by Sakura in one hearing, but Naruto can't grasp it at all. So with this, they just continue on their journey until they get ambushed by the giant snake that Orochimaru sends, which separates them, and one of them consumes Naruto whole and takes him away from everyone else for a while. After a bit of time, Orochimaru comes from the bushes, claiming that he is Naruto, and recites the code to Sasuke, which agitates Sasuke to attack Orochimaru. Basically because Sasuke is aware that Naruto's too dumb to remember a code like that, especially just after hearing it one time. And he asks what he did to Naruto, and Orochimaru transforms back into his the person that he was impersonating, saying that Naruto has been eaten by a snake. Right? He sends a snake to eat him. This sends Sasuke flying into a rage, which is quickly stopped by just glancing at Orochimaru's eyes, which drives a primal fear into Sasuke, which he overcomes by stabbing himself with a kunai. After this, he grabs Sakura and dips out of there as quickly as possible. After they are comfortable with their distance from him, they hide behind a tree, and Sasuke starts wondering if Naruto was really eaten, or if Orochimaru was just bluffing. This thought is quickly interrupted by a giant snake attacking them, which he barely reacts to in time to dodge. And this is where Sasuke starts freaking out, like how he does in the original, and it's for multiple reasons now. It's in the back of his mind, he knows it's possible that his best friend is eaten and dead. He's worried he'll die before he can finish the mission, his personal mission to kill Itachi. And he's just been shown his own death in the most gruesome way possible, so he's mentally breaking down right now. But instead of breaking down, he fortifies his mind and prepares to fight Orochimaru, and we get a fight between them similar to how we do in the original. And in the midst of it, Sasuke's Sharingan advances to both of them having the two Tomoe, and even though Sasuke is fighting off Orochimaru by himself, once Orochimaru uses his snake as well, Sasuke is pushed to the point where no matter what he does, he will be caught and eaten. It's just a matter of time. And just as he's overwhelmed, he hears a Rasengan coming from the sky, but it sounds just like it's said multiple times, which prompts him to look up, and he sees 5 Narutos coming from the sky with Rasengans, which slams into Orochimaru and his snake, which stops them just short of slamming into Sasuke. After this, Naruto turns back and tells Sasuke that he forgot the code already, and then Naruto makes another Rasengan and rushes into Orochimaru with primal rage and tells him that he'll pay for attempting to harm his friends. And he launches himself into the air and comes down with another Rasengan, which hits Orochimaru once again, partially because of the confusion that a kid like Naruto could even learn that high level of a jutsu. Naruto, not about to lose his chance to take this guy down, keeps attacking while Shadow Clones that he hid comes to pick up Sasuke and Sakura and take them away from direct danger. After this, Naruto bites his thumb, weaves hand seals, and then slams his hands into the ground, which then he summons Gameken, which is the same toad that Jiraiya summoned against the Path of Pain, which is the one with the weapons and the shield. With this toad, Naruto is confident that the snake won't be too much more of a problem, because he knows that Gameken is a pretty powerful toad and it will completely occupy the snake. And now knowing that it's just him versus Orochimaru, he prepares to take him on by himself. Now, while the Chunin exams are going on, there's an investigation on the person that Orochimaru is impersonating, and this is led by Anko, since she got a weird feeling from that person in particular. Just like in the original, this leads to Anko finding out that not only are the people that Orochimaru is impersonating dead and they're basically unidentifiable, she finds out that person is Orochimaru, and this worries her greatly, and then she reports this to the Hokage and pleads with Minato to stop the exams, because it is unsafe for them to continue. Instead of doing this, Minato just says that he'll just deal with the problem directly, and with this, he teleports to his house, then teleports to the safety seal he has on Naruto, which he can always get to him in case of emergencies. And because of this, he sees him fighting Orochimaru, and for a second, he's overwhelmed with pride in seeing that his son is able to somewhat fight off Orochimaru, but then the reality kicks in, and he sees that Orochimaru is steadily overcoming all of Naruto's attacks, and he sees that Naruto is losing chakra extremely quickly due to a couple of reasons. One of them being he doesn't have Kurama in this, but he doesn't have a low amount of chakra. He's still an Uzumaki, and this is shown by his ability to be able to spam shadow clones and Rasengans, but even he still has a limit to how much he can do. So he's doing all of this, and he's not even making progress at Orochimaru. He's just keeping him at bay because Naruto's strategy is to just hold off Orochimaru until his shadow clones say that, or his shadow clones relay that Sasuke and Sakura are a fair distance away and they're safe. So he's not really fighting to win at this point. He's fighting more to neutralize the threat of Orochimaru. But Minato decides that in order to take care of the threat that is Orochimaru, all he has to do is take out, the source. And with that, he teleports in front of Naruto to protect him and prepares to fight Orochimaru mano a mano. And that, everybody, is where I'm going to stop this what if, guys. Pretty intense stuff that just happened in here, and if you want a part 3 to this, you know what to do. Hit that like button, comment on what you want, and if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss any new parts to my what if series. And if you watch all the way through, just like to thank you, and glad that you enjoyed the video. And as always, guys, this is Anime X, signing off.